JLV Malaysian J-Prix. I'm your host, Game On Goose. We're in the Journeyman League Virtual for Week 2 here. Look at the teams. There are only 2 teams with 2 upgrades after the first 2 weeks. Acceleration and grip for Inferno Motorsport, Damonk Racing with speed and acceleration. Big spenders here, Mosca Brevis, Zane, UR2D Master, Slippy dumping in 3 tokens, Toffole a couple, Celeste Lucier, the only one with 4. She'll be the favorite to win today. There we go to the custom Malaysia. We are down to 31 laps for this race. And we'll begin with a quali. And here they are, spreading out underway for quali. Of course, Celeste Lucier out to that great big lead. Favorite for pole and the win. F35, though, a great start to his lap for the VLO junior team, Evolution Racing. And just like that, hopefully the grip will still be a factor for Fast Racing with only 1 turbo upgrade to their name. As it did in CLV, it rains the first lap of quali, which means both of these laps will be botched, the in-lap and the out-lap. And there will only be 1 lap recorded. So it's going to be a one-shot quali after this out-lap. Celeste Lucier looking like the fastest car. Will she be able to handle the grip? Now, the best car should be in the water, IMP, with the acceleration upgrade as well as the grip. So we'll see if Zane gets a good finish at all. So, I mean, pretty much Celeste should finish on pole here. What we are interested in is if Zane will grab second. Some token spending here. Toffole 2, Kuruk 0, Fox 0, Mosca 3, Abver 3, Pamushis, Hazma, Buddha, Mathy, RN the Andrian, and Kato, all with 0. 1 for Smalls and Quake, Arcaniac 1. Zane 2, of course, Yoshi Josh 2, F35 2, 3 for UR2D Master and Slippy, and the results are in. Zane up in 4th place, so not horrible. Celeste taking pole, but not crushing it. Only 0.32 ahead of Abver. Toffole on the 2nd row for Yorkshire Aerial Racing. Slippy in 5th, Mosca Brevis, F35, UR2D Master for Scott Pole. Yoshi Josh and Smalls rounding out the top 10. Hazma for WTEC Starlight in 11th. Kuruk 90 for Yorkshire in 12th. Fox, then Arcaniac, then the RN the Andrian, Quake, Pamushis, Mathy, Buddha, and Kato. And that is it. We are ready to go in Malaysia. It is go, go, go for the Malaysian J-Prix. Celeste up front, going inside is Abver and outside trying for the switcheroo, and he's done it. Oh, takes Celeste off the track. Abver and Zane up to the early lead. Slippy off the grass. Mosca Brevis trying to get ahead of him. Toffole going to push for the pass as well. Celeste now back into 2nd, looking to make his way past Abver on the softer tires. Going around the outside, putting the move on him. Still not being able to get by him on the inside of the final hairpin. It's Abver still in the lead, but Celeste just shoots by for the lead and the lap lead. What a bold move to get the lead back right at the start of this race. All right, Slippy now making a move on Abver as well with better tires to Toffole. Slipstreaming Zane so well. He's right into the back of him, nose to tail. Yoshi Josh, UR2D Master, Smalls, and F35 rounding out your battle for the top 10. A really good 4-way race there, as Mosca Brevis is the back of the top 6. Leading the way, the post-race celebration at Flying Fox Garage. Had Mosca Brevis celebrating his very first ever win in UR2D, never winning himself in a regular league race. So big celebrations there as Smalls tastes a little bit of the grass and slides back into 10th spot. UR2D Master goes for a move on F35 as well, as does Smalls. F35 really trying to hang in there, but just not quite getting it done on that Evo car. All right, Mosca Brevis past Zane now into 5th. Celeste pulling away now a second, 0.3 ahead, and it'll be more now after Slippy goes into the grass to Foley up into 2nd as Abver looks to put a move on him as well, going inside. Slippy off into the grass too. That's going to allow Abver to get by, falling all the way back down to 4th place now to Foley, looking to try and go outside, getting a little squirrely, almost taking out Abver, but now it's a two-way attack on Abver, almost forcing him off the track. They're double teaming him here in Malaysia. Incredible move. Tried a double box pit maneuver by Slippy and Toffoli, almost teaming up the two drivers onto Abver, as this just means Celeste's lead just progresses even worse, and Mosca Brevis has caught up to the rest of the pack now, going inside onto Foley, not able to get it done. Maybe we'll have to wait a little bit longer till those softs wear off a bit to get the pass done. Actually, he'll do it right then. What a nice inside move by Mosca onto Foley. Yoshi Josh with some separation from that backpack, as well as Smalls tries to get up into the top part of the group. UR2D Master muscled off there by F35, and he's now in 10th place. Kuruk 3 seconds off that top 10 gap as Fox takes the wall against the Andrian as well. Hazma, a nice slipstream pass on Pamushis. Kato and Matthew battling there as well, and Buddha politely down in last position, giving all the spotlight to his teammate at the opposite end of the order. Celeste continues to lead 6th lap. All right. They come in, getting a little bit into contact with that pace car, it looked like was Toffoli. And our soft tire runners, many of them have made a pit already. That is what happens when you don't pit. Right into the grass, Mosca Brevis easily by Slippy, who is exactly that right now on those Browning softs. Celeste, your leader, into the pit. Abver is going to continue along and take a lap lead. On the hards, Mosca Brevis will return to the track ahead of Celeste, and Celeste has chosen some mediums. And here we go. Mosca Brevis starting to get a little bit of wear as well into the grass slightly. Everyone touching the sand a little bit. If their tires aren't completely fresh, that will become a big factor. Lap over lap if you do not have fresh tires. Zane shooting by UR2D Master on his fresh softs, returning the track position. Yoshi Josh on a new set of tires as well, still in 10th place, but gaining back, trying to get some more points than just a single point. That would be fantastic for the IMP. Toffoli Slippy putting it by F35. F35 still on those hards, like we said. I don't think it is the way to go to stretch those laps and keep biting the sand. Softs may be the proper strategy, as Slippy goes nicely inside of Smalls. A very good pass here. Smalls just trying to stay in the slipstream range as he gets past. Toffoli will put a move on him. Oh, really strong muscle move, putting Smalls nearly sideways, as Zane will now get by him on the slipstream as well, going inside. Buddha now being lapped. Already just 10 laps in by the lead drivers. Mosca Brevis in 3rd place, looking to get by him as well, as Abver is returned to 2nd place. And we'll have to be pitting soon on those hards, as will Mosca, as will Smalls, as will F35. And UR2D Master in your top 10. Celeste Lucier putting some space in between. It will not matter. They are coming in now on the hards. Excuse me for my sickness today. Slippy looking to slip right into 3rd place, right in behind Abver. That's great. If you could catch some slipstream, it would be even better, but the boost is just too much. Abver gets away clean, and that's really the important thing here. It was not to be able to catch back up to Celeste. I think that may be a pipe dream for all the drivers here, as she's already 10 seconds up on the rest of the pack. It was really track position on the pack below him. All right, Mosca Brevis looking grand on a new set of softs ahead of Toffoli. Zane trying to catch back up to Toffoli as well. Yoshi Josh has done an excellent job of making himself a relevant part of this race in the top 10, now vying for maybe, possibly, a top 5 with Toffoli maybe about 3 or 4 seconds within his sights. UR Master, F35 rounding the first corner as Arcaniac slides in as well in 11th spot. Kind of disappointed that he's not in the top 10 right now. Spending a driver's point is Arcaniac as the Flying Foxes side by side block out Slippy together. Fox doing some really nice teamwork there to get in the way of Slippy. And oh, look at this, sideways and prevents Slippy. Almost a purely defensive move. A slide tackle by Fox delivered to get in Slippy's way and allow Mosca Brevis to keep working his way through the rest of the lap traffic. Oh my god, as he goes around Hazma, as he goes around the Scott pole of Matthey and Cato. What a credible move. Slippy goes into the pits now, as does Toffoli, but man, that is dedication from that camouflage vehicle. Maybe they didn't see him coming at all. Abver now 8.3 seconds behind Celeste, catching up very minusculely on those soft tires, mind you. They're going to be pitting around the same time after all that, as Celeste mediums start to wear. Slippy, though, holding strong in 4th place on the new hards, Toffoli as well. And UR2D Master finding himself on partially worn softs up into 6th spot now. This is fantastic results for the Scott Pole Racing team. That is Scott Pole Autos. Really working his way back into a great point position right now. Let's see if it holds throughout the race. We'll be watching UR2D Master, the rookie in UR2D League Racing, very closely, as many of these drivers are rookies. Of course, everybody a rookie in the JLV, but many rookies to Ultimate Racing in general, on the official Discord, that is. Slippy and UR2D Master, as we were just speaking of, battling hard. I'm not sure if Slippy's ever played in an official league race before. He may be another rookie, staying really tight and close with Toffoli. Another great slipstream. Toffoli uses Andrian as a backboard to stay fast and keep pace. Now side by side with Fox, the very physical Fox. Not as physical this time. Perhaps not having a Mosca Brevis to defend against. A little more lenient. Alright. They all go down the final straight before the front straight. 3 in a row. Your 4th, 5th, and 6th runners. Probably the closest battle going on this track. Zane battles Yoshi Josh closely for 7th and 8th as well. Celeste and Abver neck and neck. But Abver, of course, having to get into the pits for the softs. Taking a slipstream on Arcaniac, not quite. Arcaniac lapped now as Abver goes into the pits. Now, it is turning to cloud. This would be absolutely devastating for Abver, who just gave up 2nd place to Mosca, if there were raindrops to follow those clouds. Toffoli, also ahead of Abver, in 3rd place right now. A fantastic position for Yorkshire right now. Toffoli only spending 2 tokens, sitting in currently 4th place as Abver goes back ahead of him. UR2D Master back down to 8th now. I guess that was the net realistic position of him after all, but a 3-point investment. UR2D Master must get some more positions and some more points as he passes Zane. Andrian being very rough, trying to get some track position against Zane. The fighting does not stop. Oh, wow. So that's the Initiation Rojo car. Currently out of the points. Yoshi Josh spending 2 points up in 6th spot. That's going to be the point take for Kami's junior team. Now, clouds coming again. I don't know who this would advantage. Probably, well, definitely advantage Celeste if there were rain coming in the next lap or two. But those who have just pitted, I suppose it would have been Abver still. Slippy not quite able to make any ground up on Toffoli on that straight. UR Master pass Yoshi Josh on the better tires. Yoshi Josh, of course, coming down from SLV last year all the way down to the Journeyman League, was thinking about retiring. So no contracts were offered to him in SLV, and then decided to tap in after the CLV was done. And there he finds himself starting from scratch in the Journeyman League. So, of course, it is a contract-based system here, but you got to wonder, will his dedication be in doubt? We'll see. His performance this year will be even more under microscope than some of the other drivers, as Toffoli closes back in on Slippy here, taking that slipstream, and a beautiful pass in through the middle sector of the track. Toffoli looking to give it right back. He's now on the inside. He's got the advantage, and that is how you do it. Toffoli, they call him the GOAT for a reason, folks. Clinical pass there by the YAR. 23 laps in Malaysia. We're on the shorter J-Prix race, so that means there's only 7 laps. 8 laps to go, mind you. Celeste into the pits with a 5-second lead on Mosca Brevis. Lead shorter than we've seen. Abver taking a big stab with the slipstream by the teammate Fox. Once again defending for Mosca Brevis, getting in his way and allowing Mosca Brevis to go again. Abver off the grass. Fox is doing it again. Now Celeste Lucier goes by Abver, and he's stuck behind Mosca Brevis when he pulled out to let him pass, and Fox is still giving Abver a hard time. Oh my goodness. What a teammate. Here goes Mosca Brevis into the backstretch, getting some slipstream on Hazma. Abver right there. Not enough was Fox's work to keep Abver out of Mosca's business, but my God, what a nuisance he's been all race for other drivers on more relevant laps than he. And finally, Abver gets fed up and dishes Mosca to the grass and takes over second place. What an amazing lap that was. Aggression all over the track here. And who said team orders aren't a thing when you're not even on the same lap? All right, Celeste Lucier wants to bring it home on these softs. These softs will get her to the end of the race. They will be very worn out, but for now, she will be fast and agile. Smalls on the fresh tires as well. Down in 10th now. This will be his race to make up some points now. Unfortunately, Quake is 13.7 seconds back. They both spent a point in this race. Quake would have been better off saving it in his pocket for a different race. This is what happens when you spend tokens at the same rate as your teammate. You end up battling each other on track and slowing each other down and wasting each other's point spending. We'll see if any of these JLV drivers are listening to pick up on that. Mosca Brevis in for his last pit stop. 4 seconds nearly up on Toffoli, comfortably in third. Maybe you could go for that fastest lap. Toffoli looking to close the gap. But Yoshi Josh is chasing him down for 4th place. Here we go. Yoshi Josh has the slipstream on the mediums. Hits the back of Hazma, but still gets the pass done. But that's going to leave Toffoli open up on the outside for this turn. Not able to do it as Hazma slips right across the track to give room for them. Pamushis uses a barricade as Yoshi Josh goes inside onto Toffoli. Not able to do it. And he's catching a bit of the curb and almost fell out of his slipstream. But he's still in it. All right, Toffoli, as Slippy and UR2D Master start to gain on the two battling drivers. It is going to be a tight one here in our top 4, 5, 6, and 7th positions, as they all start to bunch up together as UR2D Master takes a little bit of a a nosedive into the grass. Slippy now inside on Yoshi. Josh able to do it. Yoshi could not hang on to that Toffoli slipstream, but Slippy is on the hunt for Toffoli now. Abver just a second behind Mosca Brevis, looking to come in on these brand new softs and snag second back. Should be able to do it with 3 laps to go. Celeste Lucier rounds the corner for last lap with a 10 plus second barrier. Last couple laps, sorry, I should say. Here goes Abver for the slipstream right into the back of Mosca, taking the inside turn, almost pushing him off to the grass, but he keeps it. And the switchback, the most awkward switchback I've ever seen. All muscle, no skill. Abver gets it done on Mosca Brevis as Mosca starts to rapidly fall off in pace with the tires definitely a couple laps more worn. Toffoli now behind Slippy for 4th. UR2D Master on the hunt. There we go. That's what we were tracking the whole race. The net position of UR2D Master we didn't quite know. And now, oh, he's by Toffoli just like that in one mega fast corner. He almost drifted around that corner like one of those pocket cars with the tracks. Slot car racers. Whipped right around that corner and by Toffoli into 5th place. Toffoli now back in 6th. This is heartbreaking. What's happening here? To Yorkshire Ariel, Jake Brad has got to be eating his cheesy poofs and crying right now as he's bleeding points. Celeste crosses the line in the lead. Abver's going to take 2nd, Mosca in 3rd. Slippy being chased by the UR2D Master. They have one straight to do it. Not going to be enough. Slippy hangs on, and UR2D Master loses traction. Toffoli not going to be close enough to make a stab at the top 5, so it's a 6th place for the Yorkshire team. Yoshi Josh, an admirable attempt, and a 7th place finish. Then 20 seconds back is F35 for the EVO. F35 putting in 2 points. Zane in 9th, very close behind for the IMP, and then a single point for Smalls into the Monaco Racing. The fastest lap goes to, of course, Celeste Lucier in that dominant fast racing. It was a clinical display of true grit. What happens when you go all in UR2D Virtual League? All out reward. No one else even challenged her with a 4-point dump. Arcaniac, Quake, Kuruk, Andrian, Matthew, your top 15. Fox doing all that defending in 16th place. Hazma, Pamushis, Kato, and Buddha rounding it out. That's your JLV week 2. We'll see you next week in Baku.